The old beggar lived for ages due to unlucky awakening and multiple lifetimes. He experienced a system error, leading to him being sent to the cultivation world instead of the intended high martial arts world. The spiritual power in the cultivation world is completely incomparable to the high martial arts world. In order to prevent him from being killed as soon as he appears, the system confines him in a small world, practicing high martial arts swordsmanship. He practiced for a very long time and now he's an old beggar. However, today, he finally reached the invincible realm through cultivation. He was finally released. Immediately after birth, he acted. Go to the cultivation sect in this world to seek medicinal pills. Restore the former handsome appearance. You are now the strongest sword god in all realms. Even cultivators can be beaten by you. Can you be less shallow? Right now, a donkey speaks human words beside the old beggar. And this donkey is none other than the one transformed by his damn system. Its nickname is Afu. With a bang, the old beggar suddenly makes a move. A punch smashes into Afu's eye. Afu is sent flying by this punch. Then he grumbled and climbed up from the ground. You old thing, without me, you wouldn't have achieved this. If not for your tricks, your father wouldn't be like this. After saying that, the old beggar kicked Afu again. You old thing, just you wait. From afar came Afu's harsh words, followed by a sudden cracking sound from his waist. He held his hip and grimaced because he was getting old. Each fight carried the potential for bone fractures. As he recovered, attracted by a scent, he entered a restaurant, shouting. The waiter brought delicious food and drinks. The waiter looked confused as he looked at the old beggar in front of him. He didn't know how to handle it. It wasn't until the old beggar shook the tattered cloth bag around. His waist made the waiter's face light up, welcoming him inside. However, the foul smell emanating from the beggar irritated many customers, and they asked the waiter to kick him out. The old beggar smiled at the crowd's disgusted reactions. Then, a wave of violent energy burst out from his aged body. Witnessing this scene, everyone instantly fell silent. No big deal. The old beggar cursed, then noticed two slender women sitting at the next table. He couldn't help but act like a thug. Smile for me, babe. Since they ignored him, he promptly spoke. Even if you don't give face, I'll make you smile. After saying that, he opened his toothless mouth and laughed foolishly. What a joker. One of the women in the yellow dress cursed. The other woman shook her head, signaling not to interfere. Waiter, serve a table of food and drinks for these two ladies, put it on my tab. The waiter mistook the beggar for a rich customer. The beggar ate the chives quickly and voraciously. Is this old man sick, sister? The woman in the yellow dress's eyelids twitched, while the woman in the blue dress laughed lightly. It's fine. After all, it's been a long time since I've had worldly food. It's fine to try it. Upon hearing this, the elderly beggar who ate right away rushed to the table of the two women. Are you fairy sisters? Leave. What fairy sis? The woman in the yellow dress grimaced and covered her nose. The woman in the blue dress looked anxiously upstairs. Just at this moment, a young man with oily hair and a powdered face appeared at the staircase. Upon hearing the beggar call the women fairy sisters, he suddenly understood and smashed the window to flee. The two women also ran out directly upon seeing this. Seeing the fairy sister running away, the old beggar quickly picked up a roasted chicken and chased after her. Looking at the bustling street, she frowned. She was delayed briefly, and the fairy sister vanished. He held the roasted chicken in his left hand, and raised his sword towards the sky with his right hand. In an instant, the sunny sky unexpectedly started drizzling. Strangely, the rain passed through all obstacles, and fell on everyone's shoulders, but didn't wet their clothes at all. Meanwhile, in the Lord's mansion, the Lord of the White Emperor City seemed weary. Recently, many girls have mysteriously vanished. I've been clueless, but suspect my evil, cultivating roommate is causing trouble. I reported it to the Minju Pavilion in the cultivator realm. The two women that the old beggar met in the tavern earlier were exactly the cultivators from the Minju Pavilion. They tracked a suspect, but were exposed by the beggar. The city lord, reporting the case, stared at the drizzling rain on his shoulder. The woman in a white dress beside him reached out her hand to catch the rainwater. However, as soon as the rainwater touched her skin, it turned into a sword intent carried by a gentle breeze. The woman in the white dress showed a shocked expression. She shouted, calling everyone to return. The situation changed, terrifying sword cultivators may be in the city. This suggestion is beyond our capability. At this moment, an anxious girl hurried into the council chamber. Master Uncle, we can't reach senior sister Ziyun and junior sister Luola. The woman in the white dress promptly said, alert the sect immediately. You can't act arbitrarily, I'll search for them. At the same time, the old beggar stood on the street. He sensed Yu's feedback and swiftly traced the women's previous aura. However, it appears they have encountered some trouble. Stop calling my fairy sister, you wretched animal. After saying that, he flailed his limbs like a cannonball and bolted out. At this moment, in a mansion in the West City, a young man with oily hair and powdered face was lecherously looking at two women tied up like zongzi in front of him. Who are you exactly? Why is a trapsoul voice called a white ghost? Although the woman in the blue dress was captured, she remained relatively calm. What do you think I am? The young man reached out to touch the woman in the blue dress's chest as he said that. Just then, an old voice sounded from behind. Hey, grandson, you're quite good at playing. You stepped on a face full of wrinkles that was bound and trained. Smiling hippie face, with oil stains around the lips. The young man's body was covered in goosens, not understanding when this person appeared in front of him. He almost forgot to escape. Nice, kid, you're funny. The young man, shocked, was lying down. A slap directly landed on his buttocks. The slap made the young man snap out of it, feeling the pain. He swiftly left the spot. The young man looked closely and saw an old beggar holding the slap. He gazed at himself with a mysterious expression, savoring the lingering feeling of the slap. Young man, you need to work out. Your butt doesn't feel right. Want a taste of roasted chicken to boost your nutrition? The old beggar smiled and took a bite of the roasted chicken brought from the restaurant. Who would ruin the good thing I, the white ghost, called? Despite his loud speaking, the young man always thought of escaping. The dog ate the chicken. In an instant, the young man leapt and perched on the courtyard wall. You old immortal. Always ruining good things for me. Just you wait. Before the man finished, a chicken bone sword flew by with force. The air distorted wherever it passed. Before the young man could react, a blood hole appeared through his thigh. What's terrifying is that the sword energy crazily cut through his flesh.